leave that for your input, and I will come back to that and kind of add in some of my own thoughts in the interim, okay? So here's what I think. I'm going to start by saying, rather bombastically, that I believe you should launch your first product as fast as is humanly possible, as fast as your little arse can create that situation. I think you should do it as fast as is humanly possible, okay? My preference, if I had such a thing, would be for you to launch your product literally the same day that you join the Aussie online entrepreneurs. That would be, if I could create a utopian situation, it would be that. Because when you first join me as an Aussie online entrepreneur, that's when your motivation is at the highest. That's when your motivation is at the highest. And you've just joined something new. There's the whole excitement of joining a large community like we have here at the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs. You get to see within our Facebook group that other people have had success and are making this work and are making money on Amazon. And so your motivation and excitement and enthusiasm is at a peak because of that. And really, that's the best time for you to be doing anything, is when your motivation and enthusiasm are at the highest levels, okay? Because everything after that will start to erode your motivation. And that, coming from a guy that ought to be telling you that it's all a fucking a pile of unicorn farts and rainbows and lovely stuff like that, it's probably not a smart thing for me to do. But I would much rather be 100% honest with you, because I think that, one of the things that we do here at AOE is we have that kind of massive transparency. And I also think that humans are really, really smart, and if you give us the parameters and you give us the truth, then we will find a way to make it work within those parameters and with that truth, okay? So I think it's better that you have that facts, and that that day 2 your motivation will be a little bit less, day 3 a little bit less, etc., etc., etc. Because it's kind of, as you go through the process, you begin to realize the work involved with building an Amazon business. You begin to realize that, and so it takes off that veneer of shininess, and you kind of recognize that you've got to dig your heels in and do the hard yards. So all things being equal, I think you should go for it as quickly as possible, because I think, based on what I've seen with people what leave the Aussie online entrepreneurs, I think for most people it's actually pretty hard for them to get re-motivated. Once they've lost their mojo, it's kind of hard to get re-motivated unless you've got somebody there with you, a coach working there with you to continually provide external motivation versus you providing internal or intrinsic motivation. It's pretty hard to get remotivated for most people. So it's better that you take as much action as fast as possible, in my opinion. Now, having said that, the downside to that is you will probably make a few more mistakes. Okay? That's the reality of getting off your arse and taking massive amounts of action. You'll probably make a few more mistakes. And most people fear mistakes because of all that bullshit we get taught in jobs about not making any mistakes and shit like that. Most people fear making mistakes. So you've got to kind of give yourself your little pep talk around that and just recognize that It's okay to make mistakes, which is one of the reasons why I tell you all my mistakes, just so you recognize that it's okay to make them. You can still make a lot of money, even when you're an imbecile like me. You can still make a lot of money. And I think that's cool to do. So, I think go as fast as you possibly can. And I will also say this as well, that there will be times during your business build where you've not got a lot to do. Times, well, in real terms, you might not think you've got a lot to do. Times like when you're waiting for your samples to arrive, when you're waiting for your products to get shipped over from country A to country B, for instance. Well, that's all time when you can be studying and putting the infrastructure in place for your business. That's all times when you can be doing all that stuff. You don't need to wait and do it sequentially. You don't need to do that. I don't think anyway. So, my advice is to move as fast as possible. Motivation thrives in an area of speed. Motivation loves action. It loves taking action. It just absolutely loves it. And the more you get done, the more motivated you will become. So it becomes self-fulfilling in that respect. That's my 2 cents. What about you guys? What do you reckon? Finish first, says James. Action beats inaction, says Murray. Hey Murray, how are you, mate? Looking forward to seeing you and Connor as soon as possible, says Kev. Tracy assumes she means list on Amazon. Start now, says Damo. Depends on how keen. Right time to start as soon as possible. Yeah. Una, she's the same. Hands-on experience is where it's at. I agree. If it wasn't for our coach Kate, we would have lost motivation long time ages ago. Yeah. Well, that's why I think having a coach is so important. Because every now and again you're going to lose your mojo. You're going to lose some motivation. That's why until you are naturally intrinsically motivated, which happens, then you also need to have some external motivation as well. So yeah. I know I did just swear. I tried not to. Start now, says Rosemary. Get a shit job, that will help. That's so true. Kate says, who's actually been mentioned quite a few times by people who's Kate's coaching, about how good Kate is at motivating them. Kate says, start now, watch the videos as podcasts on 1.5 speed, listen to modules on commutes, just get through it as fast as possible, and audio only is A-OK. There you go. Get a coach, says Dominic. Yeah, I think so too. Hey, thanks so much for watching that video, and I hope that you got some massive value from it. Before you go, do you live in Australia? If you do, this is for you. Would you like to learn how to sell things on Amazon here in Australia? Would you like to know what sells really, really well and what sells for the maximum amount of profit? Would you like to know where you can source those products from, whether that be in China or here in Australia, and how to source them so you pay bottom dollar and get maximum value for what you're doing? If you do, please subscribe to my channel and like this video, and you'll learn that and much more. It's the exact same information that people like Jeff from New South Wales I've used to make $45,000 a month on Amazon, that Sue, who's from the sunny coast, has used to purchase herself a brand spankly BMW every single year as a result of her e-commerce business, and the lovely Kate from Bowral in New South Wales has used to make $32,000 a year on, a month, not a year, a month on Amazon, and indeed Anthony, who makes $15,000 a month on Amazon, selling, as he puts it, odds and sods. If you'd like to learn the exact same information that they use to maximize their profits for their Amazon businesses, subscribe to this video, like my channel, post below if you want me to teach you something. Okay, I'm out of here. Speak to you soon. Bye. Subscribe. Do it now.